What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the G.I. Joe Classified PulseCon exclusive Master of Disguise Zartan. And so here we have the Master of Disguise Zartan pose and out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's actually run through his accessories really fast. Zartan does get 3 different head sculpts. We do get the Zartan head, which looks really nice. We do get a visored snake eyes, and then we do get a storm shadow head. He also comes with 4 different masks. We do get a mask where he has a beard. We get a happy older man head. We get a scarred older man head. And then we do get the Dreadnought's mask, which looks really nice. He also does come with several weapons. We do get his blaster, which looks really nice, and that does store on his backpack. He comes with his knife, which looks really nice in hand, or you can also have him storing it on his back holster. He also does come with his backpack, which looks really nice. It does peg onto his back, and his gun does store on it. You can even store one of the older gentleman masks in it, which looks really nice. He does come with a quiver full of arrows, which looks really nice. Then he does come with a bow. Unfortunately, no arrows to go with that bow. And for one final feature this figure has, his skin actually changes blue with the change of temperature. So the colder this figure has, the bluer the skin will be, which I think is a really nice little addition. Other than that, Zartan doesn't have any other accessories or any other features, but I do like the skin color changing. It's a really nice homage to the original figure. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually take a closer look at Zartan. So having a closer look at Zartan here, there's really nothing new that we haven't seen on the original Zartan figure, so let's actually take his hood off. It's essentially the same Zartan figure that we got in the standard G.I. Joe Classified line, with some different paints and different plastic applications, which I really do like. The head sculpt is still done very nicely. I do like it. It's that older face sculpt that looks really nice. You can see he has his face paint, if you want to call it face paint, and then I really love his eyes, the whited out irises with the pupils just looking through. That looks very nice. Now, having a look at his hood, it's the exact same sculpted hood that we got with the previous figure. You can see the snake detailing right here on the sides as well as here at the top. Then we do have his scarf, which strangely enough, this feels like a firmer plastic than the original figure. I don't know why that they changed the plastic, but it is a little bit firmer. And just like with the original figure, the ears on the figure do lock the hood in place, so that hood's not going anywhere unless it gets knocked off. So really do like that. But yeah, overall head sculpt is the exact same as well as the rest of the figure. There's really nothing new here other than paint decals. Now if I can just reach over and get the original Zartan figure out here, you can see they share 100% the same sculpt. Everything on them is the same with the exception of the paint. The paint is the only thing that separates them. Plus, this one has a color changing feature for his skin, which I really do like. Now you can see that they did change the color scheme of the armor, where this one was gray with black. This one is silver with gunmetal, which I think looks really nice. And I think that was one issue I had with the original Zartan. As nice as the figure as it was, he seemed kind of plain and didn't really stand out. This one does a really nice job of standing out. They did a really good job with the paint. Now, just to point out on mine, it did have one serious issue coming out of the box, and that was his armor was actually stuck to the torso. I think it's the paint that they used for him. It got stuck on the rubber of his armor here, and it was actually off-centered. This part was actually leaning down, and it did cover some of them. In fact, it was to the point where the peg hole didn't even line up, and you can see right here where some of that paint did peel away when I was peeling the armor back. So yeah, that is a little bit unfortunate on my end, but still liking that detail. And I didn't realize it, but that kind of looks like a cobra. But yeah, everything on this figure we have seen before. I really do like the forearms, and we do have some silver with the gunmetal right there. Then on the inside we have that same design that we saw on the original Zartan with the snake skin looking really nice. Of course, he wouldn't be Zartan without his midriff, and again, you can see where mine was stuck. It was actually stuck to the point where the torso was fused like this, and this ab crunch wouldn't move, but thankfully it is moving freely now. But yeah, mine, you can see there are some paint scuffs on it just because of how it was locked in place. Even right down here, it's pretty obvious that mine did have some stuck joints, especially coming out of the package. So having a look at his pants, exact same pants, except we don't get the little trophies that do peg onto the side. So no snake head, no monkey paw. Then we still have those pegs though, which is a little bit unfortunate. I would have liked to see the monkey paw and the cobra head come back, or just give us two new trophies, like a bird head and maybe a bird foot would have also been really nice. But yeah, we didn't get that. We still have the Dreadnought's belt buckle, which looks fantastic in this silver that they painted it in, and you can see they even painted the eyes black. We have his studded belt along with the snakeskin belt going on to a snakeskin holster with his knife looking really nice. Now, unlike the original Zartan figure, if I can just bring him out one more time, where almost everything was this dark brown color, this one has lighter brown, almost like a reddish brown going on, which I think looks nice, and it's the same armor that we saw, same detailing, just that this one has that silver and gunmetal paint going throughout it. I kind of wonder why they did continue that motif here on his knees, because it goes everywhere else, but the lower armor just didn't get the same treatment. There are some spots that could have been silver on this figure, especially right here on the knee pads. Here on the boots there could have also been some silver, because as it stands they're nice sculpts, but yeah, I could have used some paint, and that's not saying that this figure doesn't have paint. I'm just saying it could have used a little more paint just to bring out some details. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get Zartan compared to other figures you may have in your collection. Here we do have Zartan posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Zartan posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. Here we have Zartan posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. And finally, here we do have the Hasbro PulseCon Master of Disguise Zartan posed next to the standard release of Zartan. So with the comparisons out of the way, guys, let's actually have a look at Zartan's articulation. Now, he does have the same articulation as the original Zartan figure. If we can just take the hood and scarf off really fast, and we'll run through it really fast. He has a ball joint with a hinge at the neck, so that does look up about there. Doesn't really look too far down. With the hinge, he can look up even further. And looking down, he doesn't no problem with that hinge. And for head tilt, very little on the ball joint, but we do have swivel at the neck. We also do have a second ball joint here at the base of the neck, which does let him look up about that far, lets him look down about that far, and does have some head tilt on that ball joint, so it's not a lot, but it is there. We have a butterfly joint here at his shoulder. If I can just get it to move, it does go back and it does go forward. A little bit stiff on mine, but it did move. It does go all the way around, but I would have liked it if they had sandwiched his pauldron in between his shoulder and the butterfly joint, just so that it went with the figure, because you can see it does look a little bit strange when you move his arm. Now going out to the side, his armor does get out of the way, but something to note is that his shoulder does end up clashing with that butterfly joint, so you do have to maneuver it underneath it to get it to go all the way horizontal. I don't remember if I had that same issue on the original Zartan, but I think I did. I just don't recall at the moment. We do have a bicep swivel, which works fine. Double bend here at the elbows, working really nicely. Then we do have a swivel and up and down hinge on his hand, which looks really nice and works very beautifully. We do have an ab crunch, which does lean back about that far, as well as leaning forward about that far. And with that ball joint at the waist, we get some even better movement out of that. So forward crunch looks good, backwards crunch really nice, and then we have rotation. Hips are on ball hinges that do drop down to give us a little more range, so they do go about better than horizontal. They do go back to about that far, and then going out, Ooh, very nice. Zartan can come in with those flying side kicks in case you want him to mimic Snake Eyes. We do have rotation up at the thigh. We have double bend here at the knee, giving us much better than 90 degrees. Rotation at the boot, hinge in the ankle going back, not too far forward. Once again, we do have his shin pad blocking his forward movement on the ankle, which is a little bit unfortunate, but we still get rocker ankle. So overall, Zartan has some pretty good articulation, and if you have the original Zartan figure, you know exactly what you're getting here. So with that said and done, guys, let's actually get Zartan posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the PulseCon G.I. Joe Classified exclusive Zartan, the Master Disguise pose for my final thoughts. And as you can see, this is a really nice figure. Now, I do have him with his blue skin. Now, I was able to achieve this by having him in my freezer for about 20 minutes, and I really do like that skin changing feature. It is a very nice addition to this figure. Yeah, you can see some of his regular skin poking through, but the fact that his skin changes color is this really nice feature that I am really happy that Hasbro was able to include with this figure. Now, as you have him out in warmer temperatures, his skin will change back to its normal color, but if you have him in colder weather, his skin will have more of a blue hue to it, which I really do like that little feature. If you are looking for this particular version of Zartan, I believe he did sell out on HasbroPulse.com, which is a little bit unfortunate, because if you're a G.I. Joe fan, you're going to want to have this version of Zartan in your collection just because of the skin changing blue. That is such a nice throwback to the original figure. It looks so nice, especially when you get him to have that really rich, deep Smurf blue like I have him here. Like I said, it was achieved by having him in the freezer for 20 minutes. Now, he will eventually go back to regular skin color as he warms up, but I just wanted to really show this off because it's a really nice little detail that Hasbro was able to include. Now, unfortunately on mine, it did suffer some applications with the paint getting stuck to the armor, which I'm gonna guess that happens from figure to figure. It might not be a universal issue, but I am happy that I did pick this figure up. Now, Zartan was one of the few figures I did want from the PulseCon exclusive figures, and I am really happy that I did pick him up. The other one being Venom and Pudgy Pig, which unfortunately they released a better Pudgy Pig without the additional $20, so yeah. Zartan here is still a very impressive figure, and like I said, unfortunately he did sell out, so the only way to get him now is through secondhand market, which is a little bit unfortunate because they are going to be charging anywhere from $80 to $100 for this figure. Now, I do see him as a very valuable figure in terms of what he comes with. He comes with the first technically original Storm Shadow head. I know we did get one with the Arctic Assault Storm Shadow, but that's not a classic looking Storm Shadow head. And then we do get a new Snake Eyes visor. Those heads do fit on the figure very tight. I do not think that they were intended for this particular version of the figure because the pegs don't line up properly, but other than that, this is still a very nice figure, and if you have Zartan in your collection, you're really gonna have a lot of fun with him. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews as well as all my other G.I. Joe videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll gladly have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.